Welcome to the Messy Dads, Merry Hearts podcast. The Merry Dads. I said it plenty of times in my head. This podcast consists of two Christian dads who are dealing with the messy situations in their families and putting their trust in God to see them through. And this is Scott, not Andy.
I'm still Jackson's dad.
And he's still Jackson's dad. I've also thought about that. As we've talked about, of you teaching and all stuff. I had to step in for you Wednesday night and teach the teen class, but...
Did you get through the whole chapter?
Chapter 3? I did.
Okay.
Which is funny.
Okay, because you're going to have to fill in the first 2 weeks in May too, so...
Okay.
Which I think, we've already talked about one, but...
Right, I need one. Yeah.
After my first week, with all of the teens...
All the teens.
We're doing the book of Romans, which, again, I don't know what I did to wrong Phil.
Judges, Romans.
But teach Judges to the teenage boys and then teach Romans to all of the teenagers. It's just easy topics, you know. Easy stuff to go through. But I don't want to say dumb it down. But I've tried to present it in a way where, we read the chapter, we kind of break it down. And even with week 1 with Mari, asking lots and lots of questions as she does, which is good. It's a good thing. I'm not complaining. We got through all of chapter 1.
Okay.
Some interesting questions, if you know the content that's in Romans chapter 1.
Yeah.
So that was, of course, fun. But we got through the whole chapter in the first week, and then the second week we got through the whole chapter. And so the third week you took over for me.
Yep.
After the first week, it was said by multiple people. We have been in here with Mike. We have been in here with Scott.
Yep.
And we have never gotten through a full chapter of the Bible in one class sitting.
That's what they said.
Until moi.
That's it. I know. I was put to the test Wednesday night of having to get through chapter 3, but it may have helped. I only had 2 kids, so I had Kate and Emma, and it's funny because we finished or whatever, and Kate actually asked the question, goes, "Are we done?" Yeah, that's chapter 3. So,
well, there's 16 chapters in Romans.
I think something like that.
Yeah, because I have 13 weeks. So I was trying to figure out which weeks I was going to do 2, and I just haven't had the time to sit down and be like, okay, this week I could get through 2. But maybe 3 and 4 was it. Maybe you should have done 2 chapters.
That's my bad. There you go. Or yeah, if I'm apparently teaching for you 2 more times, it'll be my duty to. Yeah. Who's supposedly never done it before? Now I'll have to get through.
13 weeks and 16. There's at least
3 you'd miss.
1 week that we would have to do 2. 2 weeks. I don't know. My math isn't mathing, so.
Right. Yeah. Look. Oh, it's too early, I guess, but that's all right. But
Red Wings didn't make the playoffs again. I'm really upset. So.
Yeah. But anyways, we of talking about the teen class out there. Then you got to preach recently. It was about a month ago. It was on the 3rd Sunday. And people had responded and those things, so that's why we say I'm not TJ, but might as well just say I'm not Andy anymore. It's the same thing.
I'm keeping count. Scoreboard, bud.
There you go. That's right.
You've only been doing this for 10 years. I've done it for like a month.
There you go.
15 minutes, and just...
I know.
No, it's... how did Dave put it? That he appreciated my candor when I was up there, and I think that's something that I'm able to do a little bit more right away because I'm not you, and I can go up there one time every 6 months and kind of let it all out. You have to pace yourself, bud. So.
Yep. Yeah. If I want a job next Sunday, if I want. So.
No, I like to go up there, be the open book about my past, and I'm not sure people, which I think is great about when we have somebody like me or Phil speak, because I guess we're looked at as like deacons in a certain way, and so when we're up there being like, yeah, I was not a great person. This was my experience. I did these things, and I had to lead them. I think that resonates with some people, and we're able to do that a bit more than you.
Yeah.
So I think that's why those moments
Happen, yeah.
have such,
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to say an impact, but I feel like they're not expected by most people. So you get a little bit more of a response in those moments. So.
Right. Yeah. Well, but we got Phil this upcoming. We're let's say Friday. We've got Phil going to be preaching this upcoming Sunday in the evening for that third service. And supposedly Treggs is working on a sermon he wants to do in the morning and that stuff. So
that'd be good. I got one that I'm gonna want.
And then you're working on.
Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah.
I got inspired when I was in Michigan. So.
Thank you. Taking it and bringing it
attendance numbers
to
up for this message.
Well, just tell them you're coming because again, I went and taught the teen class and everyone left. I only had 2 kids.
Ari said after Romans chapter 1 that I should be a speaker at CYC.
There you go. Well, I told you, TJ.
Well, she talked about our first year. It's just like it should have been me and not Ralph
Gilmore. Yeah. Name is speaking truth.
Ralph's a good dude.
Just on topic, you know.
He was a bit off topic that day, yes.
It was a bit. He was.
Kind of caught everybody off guard, but
I'm gonna.
Ralph's a relatively smart man.
That's right.
Not everybody's a fan of his delivery.
Yeah, but, different styles.
I mean, it's kind of like you put him up against like your roster for the weekend is Ralph Gilmore, and DJ Kirk, and Lonnie Jones. Like
True.
You're not gonna look too good unless like you're really all like.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's true. That's why they said they no longer sell. What is it? Is it? Yeah. No. Let me think about that. I can't think if it's a car. I think it's a specific car. Anyways, yeah, Lamborghinis. I think they take Lamborghinis to like plane shows and yachts shows because Lamborghinis are so expensive. But in comparison to a yacht or a plane, you go, man, I really can't afford that. But, I can get this really nice car, and you think you're getting a deal. But if you had that compared to a Ford F-150, you're like, oh man, this was stupid. and they're not in comparison. So that they put it in that category, and you go, oh, well, that seems reasonable. The truth of the matter. So yeah, surroundings also always make that difference. We had our episode, if you will. We were down there in CYC in Tennessee, where we were up late, had a long day.
That was like 1 in the morning when we filmed that.
Something like that.
Yeah, it was tomorrow.
It was tomorrow. So it was a good experience, but we're almost a month out from there. And
we're more than a month away out.
Oh, April, yeah.
We're already in April.
Yeah. So
we're slacking on the recording.
Hopefully we'll get a few things out there today. We talked about wanting to do more things concerning either marriage or talk about parenting and those things. I think it's good to do the things like VBS, or we've done the Ladies' Day before, and recapture some of those things, kind of prepare people for what's going to be coming. But I think we've also known for those who have listened to the podcast and talked to us, they like, as you said earlier, the openness, but also I think tends to be other parents. And I know when Hannah and I watch some videos on YouTube with parents or whatever, it's those things where it's like, I can relate to that, thing. So, and you get to laugh together.
To that point, it's been brought up in class by certain people and that's kind of where it made me go, that they did listen to our podcast, and hearing you or I talk about a situation or something, or the way it was, or how we handled it, and then how we handled it back when we were younger was probably me, because I was the heathen. Back when we were younger, and then now kind of the way we connect, our spiritual lives to it and stuff.
Yeah.
They didn't realize that other Christians went through that. We're normal people. We have vices and all those things. I mean, you got to be forgiven.
Right.
You know. So
Yeah. Well, that's what I talked about with one moment on the teen class Wednesday night, Romans 3. I've actually done Romans before, and in almost every chapter, there's evidence that salvation is for all people, Jews, Gentiles, the whole world.
Yes.
And so, again, that reminder, if he talks about the law and those things, and that the Jewish people would have held to that, or, well, that's righteousness is the law. But in Romans 3, it actually talks about there's none righteous, no, not one. For all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. And so, we've read that, we maybe heard it, but we get in our heads, just sometimes even the people we read about in the Bible, we go, well, we read about all these good things, and that, well, no, they also have their shortcomings, and
that goes back to the book of Matthew that I love to reference all the time. It's like you have to forgive them because and I was making that point in Romans 2 with the kids in there. Like we forgive because we also need to be forgiven for these things. Like I have lied to people. I've done these things, whether it be yesterday or 10 years ago or whatever, like there's always going to be something in my life that I have to ask for forgiveness for. So you're not perfect. And then we got talking about my favorite thing to do is compare because all sin is held in the same regard.
Right.
Right? So I always bring it up. Have you ever told a white lie to protect somebody's feelings or whatever, but it's a lie, right? It's a sin. But like, if somebody stabs you in the face, and murder you,
right?
Like, which one seems worse to us as humans? Oh, a little white lie to protect somebody's feelings isn't that bad.
Yeah.
But in God's eyes,
it's all
the same.
Yeah, somehow that came up again, and maybe just that all have sinned, and I was talking about. Well, I think I was talking about the Old Testament, its purpose, and those things, and that it showed us about sin and those things, how serious God takes in them. Right, we as people put sins in different categories, but how do we know that all sin is punishable? How do we know that God will punish anyone for any one sin? And you go back to Genesis, in the beginning, what the on the surface the sin is they ate fruit,
Yeah.
they ate fruit, but the heart of the issue is God gave a command: do this, don't do that, and they went against that. And so that's what all sin is. When you get to the root of it, all sin is God has either told you, hey, I need you to go out and to evangelize, I need you to come and be members of the church where you support one another, you encourage one another, you pray for one another. Hey, I need you to take care of the misfortune. I need you to not be a part of certain things. And at any point when we go against that.
Yeah, well, and I love it too because, you have people out there that'll be like, they feel like there's like, it almost feels like there's like a quota that you have to fill. Once you fill that quota, you're in heaven no matter what, or whatever. But they always ask the question, when it comes to baptism or whatever, like, what if I was doing this? What is God going to do there? And my answer is always, well, God can do what he wants. But we have a whole book that explains the way he's reacted, the way things are supposed to be, commands. We have all that laid out for us.
Yeah.
And he can, if he would like to, because he's God, deviate from that.
Yeah.
But that book also says he's the same today as he was yesterday and will be tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So...
Yeah, well, that's good. Well, as far as today goes, yeah, well, that's good. We get people drawn in. That's our hook. There you go. Then we probably won't cover all these things, but one of the things it talks about is just navigating today's world. And again, we talk about that we have different kids at different ages and those things, so maybe different ways, and or that you've parented longer, but
your kids are older, but I've parented longer.
Yep.
My wife had the realization 2 days ago. Yeah, because it was last Friday. I was in Michigan for a funeral, and me and my dad were talking because my dad was there, and I was like, I can't believe like Wyatt's gonna be 10 this year. And my dad's like, oh, goodness, like double digits, and like it's like my dad's almost like. It's like it's all over with me again because I remember him making a big deal when I turned 10. 25. He made a big deal when I was turned 25 because I was half his age. But Sarah's like, Wyatt comes up to my shoulders now. And that's kind of hitting her. Now, she's not what you would call a tall person.
No, your wife is
She will swear she's 5 foot. I'll tell you she's 4'11". But
I remember back in the day before things got politically correct, they called those fun size. But,
size? Call them midgets. Tiny people. Is dwarfs still a thing? I mean, like Disney back in the 50s, there was no...
there were 7 of them.
Yeah, there were 7 dwarfs. They had anger issues, sleep disorders, constant indigestion, head colds. I don't know. Yeah. All right, today's what?
But well, one thing that talks about just navigating today's world, which a little bit what you pointed out, or we said that things have changed over time. So, and it's true today. It's true for my parents, true for their parents, whatever. But the world changed so much that the world that you and I grew up in is not the world that our kids grew up in. And the world that our parents grew up in was different from the world that their parents grew up in. There's, you go and look back at 100 years of what was accessible, how people communicated, how people got places, where all the same things have changed. People's homes, what they had in their homes, priorities, those things. So, but one of this things that it talks about is guiding children through digital landscapes and healthy boundaries, which I think that pertains to the digital side, and then on entertainment as well. And so we have, as of today, as we're recording this, we have a 15-year-old, 14-year-old, and as of today, a 9-year-old, but he'll turn 10 by the end of the month. So, we... we kind of had set it up that I think it's about 13 or so when we got our phones. And so that's kind of in our heads and things thinking about. Now, again, we also tried telling our kids or these other things that the phone that we got at 13, mine had a mirror on the front of it as a flip phone.
I had the Nextel walkie-talkie phone.
Okay.
Did you ever see those? It was like push to connect. Like you literally, like your phone, like you could walkie-talkie somebody anywhere.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was wild because I'm like, this is basically just a phone call without dialing the number.
Weird. Yeah. No, I don't know.
I was at my senior prom and I was on my phone walkie-talkie.
That's awesome.
My senior prom that I wore jeans to.
What?
With my friends. I wanted to wear a tuxedo t-shirt, but couldn't find one. I was gonna do it. It wasn't like that somebody told me no. It was literally I could not find one. But yeah, I had a walkie-talkie phone.
Wow.
And yeah, it was a Nextel, I believe, which has been bought out like 4 times.
When did you graduate?
2007.
That's 4 years before me. I don't know.
You didn't have a walkie-talkie phone?
No. Like I said, 2007. How would I have been? 92, 15.
I was 19, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was 15. So I would have had. So that phone existed, but no, I don't. But again, we also had Singular, which got bought out by AT&T. So if you remember Little Orange.
You would have been an Android user back then.
I know.
There's a guy that I just ranked it. He swears by Android, and then he makes fun of me for having an iPhone because he's like, I'm an adult. I'm like, okay, whatever. Like androids are such snobs. It's so funny.
Yeah.
But Good for them. Any Android users watching this, maybe chill.
We support Samsung and Apple on this podcast.
Yeah, the gospel's for everyone. iPhone users and Android users. It's fine.
That's
fine.
That's how we.
Okay?
That's how we update Romans.
There's today's world with iPhone or Android. I don't know. Okay, well, go back to the beginning because we actually need to get on top.
That's funny.
What was the first one?
So just of how would you guide your children through phones, through tablets, through gaming systems, through
And it's definitely scary in today's world because Wyatt, who's 9, we just gave him my old Xbox.
Okay.
So it was the last one, not the newest one.
Yeah.
The one.
Xbox One.
So
Yeah.
he's playing that. He doesn't have a headset, but I know that they have games on the iPad, like Roblox, because they'll be like, "I'm talking to Miles." I'm like, "What are you talking about? You're talking to Miles. Miles lives across town."
Yeah.
And then you hear of there's the world that the kids know, which is right there in their little Roblox world, playing their video games, and they can talk to their friends across town. My walkie-talkie phone.
Yeah.
I was able to walkie-talkie my friend who lived across town
Right.
when we were watching TV shows, and we were laughing during the commercial breaks about what just happened. I'm not gonna mention what show, 'cause shouldn't have been watching it.
Yeah.
But but then you have like the Dateline NBC world, where, like adults are using that to pick up children. And whatever. And
Yeah.
I, as an old man,
Old wise man.
have my soapboxes that I get on, and the one that I pull out a lot, to probably the offense of a lot of people my age, is I am embarrassed to be a part of a generation that has raised the softest generation in American history. And it talks about the ever-changing landscape, where you talk about the greatest generation, that's what they're called, World War IIs and stuff like that. And have all this stuff, all this distraction. If they had TV, it had like one channel on it. You know what I mean? Like you had to go outside and do things.
Right.
But they were also fighting wars. And that's something like today, which you don't want it to happen, but there's currently a war going on in our world.
Yeah.
That I'm actually really worried about. My children couldn't be care less about it. Now they're little or whatever, but there was world wars going on, and people were rallying, and people were doing that back in that day. And I think there's a book that I read when we started homeschooling, and it hit everything that I had a problem with, and it's literally called "Dumbing Us Down." And I think everything has been, if I want to go in my old man yelling at clouds, get off my lawn version here, you're accessible to everything and everyone, and it's not necessarily a good thing. Technology has definitely taken over, and it's nice in a lot of ways, but it also has taken away a lot of that human interaction. Now, to somebody like me, Christmas shopping.
Yeah.
Now today is probably, I don't have numbers or anything like that, so I'm just guessing. It's probably done largely online. If you come to the Hill household, my purchasing of Christmas gifts for everybody is done 1,000% online. Like it's like, here's the pie chart, and it's just all online, because I don't like going out into big groups and swaths of people. And being around that, and standing in line is the worst. You know what I mean? And so I love, anybody that knows me knows that I love that time of year. But I love, the Christmas music. And the lights.
Not the people.
And not people. As a Christian man, people go away. But even that element today, like you're seeing malls, like there's a whole TikTok channel on malls that are just abandoned.
Right.
And they're going away. And even popular ones that were whatever, like in our area, I know Tuttle Crossing is basically a shell of its former self, and that's in Dublin. It used to be a really popular mall, and everything's phasing out. So like that human interaction is going away.
Mm-hmm.
In buckets. Which means now that there's this digital thing, but now, like I said, there's all of this access to other things. Like, again, me not wanting to be around people.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming up on 20 years since I graduated. I've seen some people talk about a 20-year graduation reunion. And I'm saying the same thing I did at 10. Don't you people have Facebook? Why do we need to get together?
True.
You know, like anybody that I want to stay in touch with from high school is on my Facebook. So you have that accessibility, but it's also opened up this whole other portal that no matter what, you can. Like, I know your kids have safeguards on their devices and stuff like that, and my kids do too.
Yep.
But we know there's really smart people. You know, it's a threat that you can't see in a lot of ways, and it's a threat that the devil can still use. You know, it's just another tool in his, if it's not moderated and used.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you can ever 100%. You know, block everything that your kids should not be seeing or should not be talking to or whatever.
Yeah.
But I've had to correct my child's language. Where did you hear that? Because they don't even know. Oh, YouTube. You know, we have safeguards on YouTube, but they still heard this thing, you know, because it got past whatever.
That's what Marshawn said, yeah.
Yeah, and so it's definitely a whole new way that your kids are threatened, or the nuclear family totally, you know,
that's
threatened in that way.
If you want YouTube to be YouTube, where anyone, anywhere, at any time can post a video, if you want that to be the case, that you can't safeguard it to the point of what we're saying of scrutinize, because I forget how much content's uploaded every minute. But I know for all the stuff that's supposed to be on YouTube, I don't think if you watched it continuously, you'd be able to finish it. If you watched it day and night, you had it playing on your phone as you went to work, your drive, you just would not be able to finish the content. And that's, you know, I've watched probably a few videos or music videos multiple times. But if you were to watch every video once, you could not do it.
I remember when I first found YouTube, it was back around that high school area. I thought it was awesome that you could watch live performances of your favorite band. Like one songs. Like that's all I thought it was for.
Yeah.
And then it was largely what it was for, but like anything, you know, it grows and evolves, and now again, if there's a tool to be used, the devil will find a way to use it, you know, so.
Yeah, well, and maybe, you know, I think there's actually a lot to be said, because I think there's two things we could talk about. The issues of phones or of current day, those things, but also what I allude to, and even what you kind of said maybe with the malls and those things, of how the world has changed in that, you know, people used to talk about a Sunday drive, you know, but gas price and everything, but I mean, people just aren't, listen, I had to drive to work 30 minutes away, I had to do all this stuff. And I'm not going to, you want me to load my family up and just go drive on a Sunday together?
Yeah.
That sounds terrible.
It's my day of relaxation. You want me to spend it with my family? What's wrong with you?
Right. So, you know, the world has changed of, oh, hey, let's go hang out at the mall. And that it was okay to just hang out at the mall. Maybe it meant that we got a drink, but we didn't have to go to buy something. We got to be with our friends out of the house.
See, I was always different.
Okay.
I liked going to the mall when I had money to spend. If I didn't have any money, I hated going to the mall. Right? Like, even just to, like, hang out. We would go, the thing I remember, too, is the midnight movies at Easton Town Center.
Okay.
My friends and I would go, like, if there was, like, Batman was coming out or whatever. And, like, we would go, and we would go there, like, 10 o'clock at night. And we'd go, like, in the fountain, like, if it was warm enough, like, you could literally stand in the fountain, and we would just kind of hang around this fountain, eating ice cream, waiting for this movie to start.
Yeah.
And then we'd go to the midnight showing, and then so on and so forth. Even that's kind of gone. Yeah. It's still there, but now, you know, it used to be direct to video, or a TV movie was like I don't want to say a bad thing, but like it didn't mean it meant it wasn't a very good movie. You know,
Right.
like at least a high production.
It had to go to the theater
Right?
to be
And
good.
now
Yeah.
they have apps that you can literally just pull brand new movies, Hollywood blockbusters up right in your living room the
Right.
day they come out. And you know, for everything's a subscription price. It's funny, everybody complained about cable prices, but when I had cable, when I was again teenager or whatever, I got Showtime or Cinemax or HBO, whichever one. I mean, there was a bunch of them. We had one. I think it was Showtime.
Okay.
You know, my rich friends had all three or whatever. So, but like even then, those movies would come out months like when they were supposed to come out.
Right,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just
yeah.
like, but now you get a subscription service to this. To watch WrestleMania this weekend, we got to have a different subscription, which I believe I have through our phone, but I don't know. But like, it used to be on Peacock. I got rid of Peacock.
Right.
And now it's basically gone because I wasn't watching anything on Peacock. But then I had to get like to watch a certain show, Paramount Plus.
Right.
You know what I mean? And,
To watch
like,
that, yes.
So like when you actually add up what I'm paying for my streaming service and then all these others like Disney Plus and those things, it's probably paying way more than
At least the same.
than I
Yeah.
used to pay for
Yeah.
just one cable station.
Well-
I mean, I guess it comes with the territory if you get to pick what you watch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like with HBO, you didn't get to. I mean, there was HBO on demand, but like you didn't get to like pick what they put on a certain
Right.
channel. Whereas like,
Right.
Netflix, I can go in as long as it's on there.
Hundreds of things,
Hulu,
and,
yeah.
and you can watch it at any time. Netflix used to have no ads. Now they got ads, but you can
You can pay to not have
have
ads.
ads. That's what. So again, so I think there's two different conversations because you and I could just sit here as old men, and we can talk about the things that we grew up with that no longer exist or they're fading out.
Yeah.
You know, people used to have home phones. People have to blah blah.
Dial it with a cord.
I've never learned how to fax anything. I don't care to ever learn how to fax anything. But that's apparently still an option. You know, they
Yeah.
promote, and I don't get it.
Fax things, yeah.
I don't know when you can email it, when you can whatever. I
I
don't.
used to go to Kroger to pay my electric bill,
Okay,
like in person.
sounds crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. And you could send faxes.
Yeah.
Like you could go to Kroger and pay them 8 cents or something like
Yeah,
that
yeah,
to
yeah.
fax the thing to wherever. There was a few legal documents that I had to have faxed that I literally had to go to the customer service at
Yeah.
Kroger. And now you can scan it into your computer. Like printers are all scanners. And
Yeah.
again, it's great. It's convenient. It's whatever.
Yeah.
But everything that we have done, all these technological advances, have seemed to me to take that human interaction down.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I had to go and interact with the people at Kroger. Now, for my introvert or ortrovert or whatever self, it's not necessarily a bad thing today. But, you know, what if that lady who was sending that fax for me or whatever, what if there was an opportunity to have a conversation about Jesus right there or something
Right.
like that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So even, that's what I mean, like, technology is great and it's super convenient. And it seems to only work when you don't really need it. If you ever need it to really work, it's not going to work.
Right.
Because it is flawed. It's man-made. But, you know, you have to think about this, and I'm not saying this is what it is, but, you know, that opportunity for those conversations has diminished.
Mm-hmm.
So, what if, you know, this is a way that, again, Satan will find a way. He's constantly trying to find a way to attack those things
Yeah.
and take that away. Now, and a lot of people say, oh, you have a platform, and us here doing this or the videos that we do or whatever, you know, we had that long conversation about how do we use Facebook? How do we use that to get these things out? But for every one of us, there's 10 people that are sharing stuff like,
Yeah.
you know, and you have subscription websites now
Right.
that we know what they promote. We don't need to go into and just stuff like that. You know, so for every Somerset Church of Christ Facebook page,
Yeah.
you know, there's 10 OnlyFans pages, or
Right.
maybe even more. You know, and just
Yeah.
it's just kind of crazy. Like, it's one of those things that you have to find that balance. And again, Christians are kind of outnumbered, at least 10-1 on it, if not more. And you know, so, and it's also why I do what I do. You got to push yourself beyond, you know, your comfortability.
Yeah.
I don't like being in big crowds. I don't like standing in lines and stuff like that. I still like going to sports games. I still like to do some of these things. And as I've gotten older and a little bit more mature, not much, you know, I look for those opportunities to have those kind of conversations more. The other day, I had my wellness check for the year. Lady's drawing my blood. Got into homeschooling, and she asked about, you know, if I use like a Christian curriculum, and I don't. But that doesn't mean that I don't teach it, you know, at home. So we were able to have that conversation of how I did this and what I taught, and use the Time Traveler series and the Action Bible and just stuff like that is what my kids read. So we were able to have that conversation, and she's like, "That's a good resource." She knew about the Time Traveler one. She didn't know about a couple other things that I was able to give her for her children. I don't believe they're homeschooled. I believe they're adults, and she's looking at possibly having grandchildren soon. But she was definitely appreciative, and that's not something that I would have looked for or even had that conversation 5-6 years ago, you know, just yeah.
Well, I think of you know, what I'm hearing you say, or made me think of, is that the world would say and put it the front out there that it has connected us more over the last few years, that we are more connected than ever before. Talk about emails, your walkie-talkie can go further. Right? We can talk to people across the world. We can get there faster, quicker now, all these things.
Yeah.
But in the process, or even like you said earlier about the gaming, I was never a big online gamer.
No.
And so I just find it maddening or crazy, because the games I played were right here. It's me in the game. Is this stuff? If I got angry, I couldn't beat it. I was whatever.
I remember having sleepovers with my friends.
Yeah.
And we stayed up all night.
We were playing the game.
Playing games, you know.
It wasn't.
My friend and I, we were college football coaches in this ongoing dynasty that we literally stayed over at each other's house, and like there were some controllers broken.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But again, we had those things. Now, him and I as adults, we literally could do the same thing we did from our own separate houses because of the connectivity that you have in these gaming consoles these days.
Yeah, but so while the world promotes that, I would say the reality of that is it's actually creating more loneliness.
Yeah.
It promotes that it's connected to more people, but people get more obsessed about how many friends and things they have on Facebook, about how many people they're reaching, TikTok or those things. That, well, why would I go to my friend's house when I'll just stay in my own room and
we're all susceptible to that. You remember do you remember MySpace? Yeah, okay. Are you old enough for me? Yeah, you're only 4 years younger than me. Yeah. The top 8.
Yeah, we talked about this before.
Somebody else was like, "I'm your number 2 friend," and they're like, "Hold on," like they had to go change it.
Now you're number 3.
Yeah, exactly.
You complain.
Now you're out of the top 8.
Be grateful.
No doubt. Yeah, there's certain ways in people like that, for sure. Oh yeah, and like that's the one thing that they say about, especially Instagram today, is that Instagram is the most dangerous because it constantly makes you compare yourself. Because all you're seeing are somebody's highlights. You're not seeing everything, right? And there's people that they make money, which I think is crazy. Yeah. To basically just live and show you all these highlights. Like, that is their day. Yeah. And they get paid because these people are obsessed with it. And it's like, if you would not care that this person is eating gelato at the beach. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, they would not have a job. Like, they would be forced to get a real job, you know, as the boomers like to say, which I'm becoming. You know, but, yeah, content creation. It's so funny because, like, when people first started doing YouTube videos, I'm like, oh, that's cute. And now it's like an occupation.
Right, yeah.
It's insane to me. but like you said, it's taken down that. I think it's hurt. And like you said, I think it creates loneliness, not just from people not being around each other, but even like in that. Whereas like as you were going online and you were seeing, I don't even know who's popular these days. Whoever is popular,
Yep.
you were seeing the highlights of their life, and then you were constantly comparing yourself to them.
Right.
You know, even though they're getting paid because, you know,
Yeah.
they're pretty or they're funny or, you know, like,
Yeah.
you know,
Well, and you wouldn't want to.
They used to be called comedians, you know, like, and they had stand-up specials and like they had to work and go on a tour bus and
Yeah.
and stuff. And now, like, I get it, but like, the loneliness is definitely a thing. I think we're definitely more depressed in today's culture,
Mm-hmm.
and that's something you need to watch for as a parent.
Mm.
With your kids being online so much, or you know, even if you don't let them online, it's everywhere. Like they go to school,
Yeah.
you know, they're hearing these things and probably feeling left out. And like kids and adults are constantly comparing themselves
Right.
to what they see online, which again is just a glorified highlight reel.
And
So
that's
yeah.
He'll put that out. Well, before we end, I have one question because of the things we talked about, and I think of with what we talked about, and I think this has been good. But you mentioned about you're not a people person, but you still go to live sports and those things. And I've been to a few hockey games with you.
sports
Those things. Been to a baseball game. So
A hockey game.
Yeah. I said I've been to 2 hockey games with you. I went to, and
That's right. We went to that one in Wheeling, didn't we?
well, so then 3, 1 in Wheeling, and then I've been to 2
Oh,
in
with
Columbus.
Jensen. Yeah. I forgot about the Jensen one.
Yeah, I don't know how you forget that one. That's
I don't know.
so but so I'm not in a lot of those events. I don't know how well attended they are. I'm assuming well, and I know when we went, you know, it seemed like a good crowd there. So I wonder though, because and this has happened for years, I guess. You know, on TV, there's been televangelists. There's been people, and people don't just watch that in addition to going to services. They will do that instead of. And there was talks when we were going to start putting our services online that, oh, well, some people might stay home and all that stuff. And really, I don't know of any one person here at Somerset that has said, I used to regularly attend, but now that you've made this available online, I'm only going to do online and not come. What I have heard and understand is people who are traveling, people who are sick, people who are whatever, that I can go back and check my sermon, those things.
Yeah.
It's been profitable that way. But do you think there will come, I mean, again, you alluded to it, I guess with wrestling and sports have been broadcast on TV, but do you ever think there'll come a point where there'll be more people watching sports live? They won't want to go deal with the heat of a football stadium or the winter. They won't want to put up with, well, I can just have pizza delivered to my house and go into and paying concession prices.
No.
Okay.
I mean, the short of it, no.
Okay.
Because those are already things. When it comes to things like sports, that's something that's been readily accessible on TV for decades.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Since basically
And people
cable,
haven't.
since cable became a thing.
Yeah. People still
And
chosen to
now
go out.
you can still get all of that. Like, on a Saturday afternoon, you can watch there's probably some film on cable televised of every college football game being played. Sunday, they have NFL Ticket, you know, which is now that's a little bit, but because I want to give the magnitude of the college statement, because in the NFL, there's 32 teams. So, I believe. I don't know. I'm not a huge NFL fan, which, you know, I like football, but I prefer college.
Okay.
But I believe there's 30 or 32 teams. Which means at most you have 16 games, you know, on a Sunday for pro football.
Yeah.
In college, there is multiple, I don't know. How about, I know there's 122 college programs in Division I.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
you can probably get all of them. There's some package or something somewhere that you can get that on TV.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
Right? NASCAR races. Mm-hmm. I like to go. I can watch every NASCAR race on some available streaming service. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. All that baseball, same thing. Like, you can watch everything. Mm-hmm. And these things are still the most attended things. You know, people like being out there. And people have been able to do that for years. I'm going to a Columbus Clippers game tonight, which is AAA, right? Baseball. Mm-hmm. There's been days we had tickets where I told somebody, I'm not going. Because it is 94 degrees outside. And I don't like minor league baseball enough to sit there and sweat all over myself.
Right, yeah.
In 94-degree heat, you know. I can watch the Red Wings on TV. That's my team. Mm-hmm. You know, I pay over $100 a year to be able, in Ohio, to watch all of their games. Or have the ability to. I still try to make it, every time they're in Columbus, I go. And then I still try to make it to at least one, if not 2 games a year in Detroit. Like, I travel 3.5, 4 hours from my home to Detroit just to see them amongst my people and not be the enemy. You know, it's just people enjoy sports. So I think sports, no. Other things, we're looking at new health insurance now, right? Part of it is you get unlimited telehealth. That's great for me because when my child gets sick, I know it's like one of 3 things, and my children had ear infections. They used to get them a lot when they were younger and stuff. So I knew what an ear infection looked like. I would literally call the doctor, like, please just prescribe me the amoxicillin or whatever's next so I can make them stop crying. No, we want to see you. You know? Now I can just get on the computer and be like, this is what it is. This is what I'm seeing. And they'll be like, yeah, that sounds reasonable. Here. You know?
Okay.
And we made the talk, like, pharmacies are becoming less and less.
Okay.
You know, what they were intended for. Because, my father-in-law was a pharmacist. And I told him, like, there's going to be a day where you can order your pills. Like, Amazon's going to drop them off at your door.
Yeah.
That day has come. Like, that.
Right,
That's
yeah.
a thing now. Like, you can have your prescriptions delivered to you without stepping foot and talking to a pharmacist.
Yeah.
And a doctor can prescribe them over the computer.
Right.
Right? So as far as, like, entertainment things, like concerts, and I think people enjoy those, and I don't think there's ever a day. Now, when COVID hit, right, a drive-in theater held a Metallica concert. And we literally went and sat in our car and just watched this pre-recorded concert from Metallica. Okay. Just because during COVID, you know what I mean? Like, it's toward the end of it. Like, you just wanted to get out to do anything.
Right.
Because they took away everything.
Yeah.
Now, we're at 48 minutes, so I'm not going to get into it because this will go down my whole tinfoil hat. Will the government try to make that a thing? Probably. But again, I'm going to leave that there and not go into my conspiracy theories.
Check in with us.
Live in person. If you guys want to see a side podcast like Andy with his own branched off solo, like, I will tell you everything I feel about the government and politicians, and that would be a pretty big series.
There you go.
But in the interest of time, because we've already gone long-winded.
Yeah.
With all of our jibber-jabber.
Jibber-jabbering.
I feel like we should just kind of read the end. But there you go.
Yeah.
No, I don't feel like people are going to stop going to sporting events.
Because it's an experience.
I just went to Monster Jam. Monster Jam in Detroit. Like, the football stadium. And it was full. It was mostly kids. Which was annoying. But, like, I took my kids.
Yeah.
It was full. And it's just monster trucks.
Yeah.
Like I said, like, there's some people that are really into that. But, like, I like monster trucks. We used to go all the time, too. My kids started to enjoy it. Yeah. The stadium was full. I was like, why are there so many people sitting by me? This is just monster trucks.
Well, I get it, though, because I'd say that, too. I can watch movies at home, which is what my wife says, but I like going to the theater. I grew up going to the theater with my grandma and those things, and so I like going and getting popcorn there. I know I could get popcorn at home, probably cheaper. I could do all sorts of things. Excuse me. But there's just that experience, and they've updated the chairs, and they've made it really nice, and those things.
I hope those things never do, but they've already kind of started. It's like movie theaters. I enjoy going to the movie theater. I don't go to the movie theater near as much as I used to when I was single or dating, because now I have children. So it's not just the price of one ticket.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
You're right.
You know, but those are things that you never want to go away, because
Right.
again, sure, there might be a crowd. Movie theater's not too awfully crowded, and it's dark, and you don't really have to talk to anybody, so it's not. It's an enjoyable
Actually, great.
experience. But yeah,
Okay. Well, like you said, with our time, let's we thank you for watching us today. Hope you learned some things. Don't know what it was, but you learned something and laughed along with us. And just join us next time on the Messy Dads Merry Hearts podcast.
see ya.